Hello, beautiful souls. I am Valeria Maritza at Healing Through You. I am an infinite being of light, and so are you. Oh my goodness, I am so excited to be here today because the energy this month is incredible. It really is incredible. Um, I channeled the Beings of Light the other day for my newsletter community, and really what came through, like, the first of all, the very first thing that I saw when I was tuning into the energy of May was a rainbow. Like, a rainbow literally showed up for me as I was tuning into, like, what does the energy of May have for us. So what do you think about rainbows, right? Like, rainbows are like, beauty, amazing. It has mystical feelings, it has mystical meaning, love, light. It's just awe, right? And then, of course, if you go um, into other parts of the world and other stories, you have like the rainbow going into the gold, the pot of gold, and that is the energy of May. So we have been working with a lot of different energies. We are still really, really upgrading, all of us, whether you're aware of it or not. We are all upgrading. Sometimes these upgrades can really feel and seem difficult, because when you upgrade, the upgrades that we are receiving are high frequency light. They're high frequency divine light. And when our human bodies are receiving this high frequency human divine light in our human bodies, what's happening is that the old stuff that we are holding on to must go out. It cannot be upgraded. So think of like an old computer and adding a new program. At some point, if the computer is really old, it's just not going to be able to have space to receive the new programming. And then at that point, you just need a new computer, right? Um, but if you are ready to do that, then you are removing a lot of old stuff, right? You're removing the old programming and you're putting new programs in, and the new program makes the computer work easier, faster, with less bugs or no bugs, right? Compare just feeling into that energy. That's kind of like how it is for us. And so if you are in a place where density is your main reality right now, then you are having a really difficult time, because if you're not meditating, if you're not opening up, if you're not aware of the things that are available to you, then when these upgrades come into your human body, then and it's removing the old stuff that's coming out, resurfacing, it just comes up, it's pushing it out, right? Making space for the new. Then you're going to see a lot of difficult things in front of you, and you're not going to know what to do with it. You're going to think, believe, and go down that path of like, everything is happening to me, and why does this have to happen, or that's just life, and accepting my destiny, which I'm not really enjoying right now, and go down that path of like, life is hard, which it isn't. I mean, it is if you buy into that, and that's the energy that you're following. But it is not. It does not have to be that. You can shift and switch to a life which has love, ease, and speed, and joy, and all of those things. How do we do that? Well, you want to get yourself into a space where you're meditating, releasing whatever low frequencies are within you, so to allow the new frequencies, the new upgrades to come in. And when you allow these new frequencies, then everything starts to move forward in a much clearer, easier way for you, even in the face of all energies showing up and coming up for you. So, how does this work? I'll give you an example. When I first, and this example is like old, it's like over 3 years old, because when it's just so vivid in my mind how it happened, and it really gives you the example of how things can change. When I first started down my spiritual path, I was in a place where I felt trapped. I really felt like I couldn't do anything. I had no time. Like, it was just, I didn't like my job, all kinds of things, right? And I knew that there was something bigger and better out there, but I had no idea what that was. And I started meditating. Like, that was it. I started meditating. And just to be clear here, I didn't think I had time to meditate. Like, that was like a huge resistance part on me. But I did. because I was done. I just knew I had to do something that was different. And I started doing that. And while I was meditating, I began to see the world around me change for the better. And how do things around you change for the better when you're still stuck, quote unquote, in the same situation, as in, for example, for me, the same job, right? So this is how it changes. The job itself, or the situations in your job, or the people at your job don't change. You are the one changing because you're the one doing the work. You're the one meditating. You're the one going within. You're the one healing. And as you're healing, you begin to feel different, and you're also able to see things from a different point of view, a different perspective. And as you're seeing this from a different perspective, as in, before I was like, I'm trapped. I can't do anything, and there's no time to meditate. And I went from that belief, because that's all it is a belief, and that belief kept me trapped in that life that I was experiencing. I went from that to feeling I can meditate. I am meditating. This feels good. And then it was like life was going on around me, kind of like at a distant pause. Kind of like if you watch a film and you put it on slow mode and you take out the sound, right? And so it's kind of like you're watching everything happen, the same exact things, and you're watching it, but you're removed from it. The sound is gone. It's no longer affecting you the way it used to, and you feel calm and you feel centered, and you also feel happy. Yes, happy, joyous, free, even. And I started seeing these results within like 3 weeks of meditating every single day. So I'm giving you this example because if you're not doing this yet, I am a firm believer that when you take that time, that stance to yourself, and you begin doing the work yourself, and it doesn't have to be meditation, it's just that that's what I did and that's what worked for me, but it could be something else for you, right? It could be running every day for 30 minutes. It could be writing in a journal for 30 minutes. It could be, I don't know, singing, dancing, doing something that is different than you really enjoy or really feel called to do, but that at the time before you start, you feel like, I don't have time for that, right? And I'm here to tell you that you do have the time. You just have to choose it, and then the time appears. It happens. You do it. Anyway, once you get into that part, you can expect to see things change for you really quickly. And because the energies are so incredibly fast right now, it may take you a lot less time to see the difference, to begin to see the differences in your life and what you're experiencing, than what I did over 3 years ago. Because back then, the energies were not going as fast as they are right now. The amount of people who were aware and awoken were not as many as the ones that are right now. And people are continuing to wake up and become aware on a daily basis. Like hundreds of thousands of people are like waking up in all over the world. And that allows for the collective to have a greater impact in consciousness. When you meditate, when you're in the zone of the now, in this moment, you are connecting to everyone else who is doing this work, and you are amplifying the speed at which you heal, the speed at which you move forward. And so this is why things are happening faster for us. Now, getting back to the energy of May, when I saw the rainbow, and like the rainbow ends at the gold, at the pot of gold. I keep saying gold of pot. um, that is the energy that is available for you right now. And how do you get there? You get there by tuning into gratitude. And it feels like, oh, that's it. Like that seems like it's not going to work, or it's just too simple. Let me tell you, every single time that I tune into my guides, the answers are always the simplest one. It's always a simple answer. Why? Because this does not have to be difficult or complicated. We humans like to make things difficult and complicated, but that doesn't serve anyone. We are here to tune into the easiest path for us, and the easiest path for us is the path of least resistance. And the path of least resistance is the one where you're finding love, joy, peace. That is the path of least resistance. So when you're seeing conflict and chaos around you, that is not the path of least resistance. The path of least resistance, the one when you walk away, when you start breathing, when you do your meditations, when you tune into the good in spite of the bad that is presented in front of you, when you're able to see the nuggets of what's good instead of the bad, right? So let's put like an extreme example here. We've had plenty of tornadoes and severe weather in the US lately. And so let's take a family, for example, who's lost the entire belongings, their home and everything, yet every single member is safe and alive, right? Like, okay, yes, traumatic, terrible, horrible, lost everything, but what can we look at that is good right now? What can we be grateful for right now? Oh, the fact that my entire family is safe and alive and here, right? Together with us. And that brings us together. So that's the type of energy that you're being asked to tune into if you are going through these difficult times, which seem like out of nowhere. And they're not out of nowhere, they're coming out of you. These are energies that have been suppressed or repressed within your human body that are now being pushed out so that you can finally release them. And they're being pushed out through the light codes and the upgrades that we are all receiving as humans. So that is the energy. And if you do that, if you begin to put your mind, your attitude, your focus on gratitude, whatever it is that you can be grateful for right now. I mean, the fact that you can breathe, or that you have air conditioner or heat, whatever it is that you need right now, or that you have food, or that you have health, right? Um, Whatever it is that you can find gratitude for, begin to build that link of gratitude every single day this month. It's really important. Why? Because the more you do it, the more that you raise your frequency and you change your life to that of things that are bringing you more abundance, more wealth, more ease, more love, more joy, which we all want, right? And more peace. Definitely more peace. And the energy is really here to support that when you allow it to give it to you. If you're not allowing it, that's when you're in resistance. And that is when the limiting beliefs come in, when the thoughts come into your mind and they start saying, yeah, that doesn't work for me, or that's too easy for it to work, or like I can't do it, or I've tried that before and it didn't work for me, or this is BS, or whatever it is, right? Like that cannot be it. It's just too simple. Or it just, I've done it before and I didn't see any difference. A lot of times when we do things and we don't see a difference, it's because we stop. We sabotage ourselves. We don't believe in it. We do it for the sake of doing it, but the belief that we carry within us is it is not going to work, right? So working on it and really focusing on the gratitude, on the things that you can feel happy for, will bring you more things for you to be grateful for and that you can be happy about, or more love and peace, because you're raising your frequency. And so once you raise your frequency, the universe has no choice but to match that frequency. The universe is always matching your frequency at every single moment. If you're if you're in an anger place, the universe is matching that frequency at that moment. If you're sad, the universe matches it at that moment. If you get happy, the universe matches it at that moment. So you want to tune into the energy of gratitude and hold on to that frequency as much as you want throughout the day. Every single day, you will see changes by the end of this month, because that is the energy that we are being gifted, the energy of speed into manifesting the things that are good for us, the things that we came here to experience, not the difficult parts, not the troubles, not those things. Those are the things that we bought into as we need to do this, and we've been buying into that story for years and years and years, or I should say generations and generations, when really the story is you came here to experience love and joy, and to ascend, and to remember who you are, and to remember that your state of being is that of love and joy, is that of light. It's not the darkness, no matter who it is. So that's the energy. And the other thing that came through is really the part of allowing yourself to believe. Get yourself out of the way. So that's the part of dreaming, of tuning into your dreams. It could be your childhood dreams, it could be your dreams right now, right? It could be that you have been dreaming of going on vacation somewhere exotic that it's just really expensive and you just cannot see yourself going there. And so you just stop dreaming because it's never going to happen, right? Like that's what we tell ourselves. It's never going to happen. You say it's never going to happen, the universe is going to say, that's right, I'll support you at that. It's never going to happen. Good for you, right? So why do that? You have been playing a recorder in your subconscious telling you exactly what you are living into. So, your life right now, your experience in your life right now, is a direct result of you asking for it by saying and repeating these thoughts and beliefs to the universe. And the universe is going, I love you so much. That's what you want. I will give it to you. I support you. I don't have enough money. Oh my goodness, you don't want any money. Okay, no problem. I'm here. I support you. That's what the universe does. And why am I really going into this a little bit deeper is because I really want to make this clear that if you have been in the same state, let's say the state of lack, for years and years, notice that that is not just what happens to you, that that is actually something you created and you keep on creating it. And it's not like to put fingers or blame somebody or say that you're doing something wrong. No, as a matter of fact, it's the other way around. It is to show you what a great manifester you are. If you have been saying for years, I have no money, I have no money, and I don't want to say this because I don't want to manifest it for myself. So I have money, I have money, I'm abundant. Um, if you keep saying the story that you find yourself living into, and you keep repeating it, like you go through a store and you see something, you're like, yeah, I can't afford that. Or your child wants to go into some type of sport and you're like, I can't afford that. Or they want, or you see somebody inviting your friends invite you to a restaurant and you're like, I can't afford that restaurant, but I can go to this other one, right? Every time you deny it and you say that, you are telling the universe, I don't have enough. And the universe says, that's right, I support you in that. Let me show you more of that. So you are creating that. You are creating that cycle of lack. You are creating it every single day, and you're amazing at it. If especially if you've been living in that type of energy year after year after year, because you are creating it. So I'm bringing you here so that you can really own it. You have to understand that you're making it. You have to understand that you are creating it, that it is up to you, that it is where you put your focus that creates your future. You have to own it. Once you own it and understand it, then you can choose, you know what? If this is true, if I'm the creator of this, and I have been creating this lack or this difficult life for myself, all of these years, or year after year, or month after month, or whatever it is that is true for you, then let me just play with this idea that I am, in fact, the creator, that I did actually create this. Let me just play. Let me just play and start putting my focus on what I would want. Let me start changing the phrases to, I see that expensive item at the store, and I choose not to buy it today. I can admire it, I can look at it, but I'm choosing not to get it today. See the difference between I can't get that, I can't afford it, right? It's like, I see you. I can get you if I want to. I'm choosing not to. You begin to change the words that you're using. Instead of saying, I think I can go and get some money so I can go out with my friends. It's like, I believe I can do so. I believe I can get that. I can manage that, right? I believe instead of I think, right? I think thinking, the word I think or saying I think is three-dimensional. It's how will I do it? And if I can figure out the how, then I can't do it. But I believe this a five frequency word that brings you to the next level of like, I believe I can do that. I don't know how, but I believe it. And if I believe it, it might happen. And you know what? It might happen. That's exactly what you're doing. And then once you start seeing things happening for you, you're going to feel and see the difference. You're going to start seeing that shift within your life, within what you're doing, because you're putting the focus on the other things. So pay attention to your words. Pay attention to what you say to yourself. Pay attention to what you're repeating to others. Pay attention to the conversations that you're having and what you're saying, and begin to listen to your words coming out of your mouth as if you were outside of your body hearing you, or as if you were whomever you're talking to, right? What does the other person hear? Is the other person hearing you say, I can't, I don't have, right? I'm in lack, I'm in crisis. Is that what the other person is hearing you say? If the other person's hearing you say these things, then you can begin to hear it yourself, right? Like I'm talking right now, I can hear my voice and I can hear myself speaking. And now I'm becoming aware, right? So you become aware of what you're saying, and then you begin to catch yourself. You begin to catch the words. You begin to change and switch to a higher frequency thing when you begin to do your imagination, your visualization, or you can begin to write what you do want. Why? Because when you start putting into that third eye or your visualization, as you close your eyes, you begin to see yourself doing the things that you want, or having the things that you want, or seeing your life where you want it to be. Then you are putting your energy there. If you begin to speak it, like out loud, you begin to hear it. You begin to hear the words bouncing back into your ears. And then if you begin to write it, it solidifies like, this is what I want, right? I want abundance. I want to be able to go to any restaurant I want to with my friends. Actually, I want to pay for my friends. I want to invite them because that's how abundant I feel and I am, right? So you write this down. You start writing these things, or saying them, speaking them, or visualizing them. And what that does, it brings awareness to the way you speak to yourself. Because when you're doing the work, which is doing any of these three things, and there's plenty of other ways of doing it, I'm just mentioning three right now. When you hear yourself having that negative self talk, or that negative talk as you're speaking with others, it's going to sound in your mind differently. You're going to stop and hear it, and you're going to catch it, and you're going to be like, oh, wait a second, I'm saying it again. And the reason you're going to be aware of it is because that frequency is so different than the one of dreaming your dreams, of visualizing what you want, of writing your affirmations of the positive things you want. All of those things, the tools that I'm giving you, are things that raise your frequency, because just by putting your mind and intention on visualizing yourself differently, it's raising your frequency. And then when you go back to your life and you're back at work or with your friends or whomever it is, and you're having your conversations and you're speaking out, and you hear yourself saying the words of lack that are matching lack, you're going to hear them and feel them, because those are low frequency, and you're going to feel that difference. You become aware of the difference in energy of the words. This is why you catch them. So this month, really put all of your attention and intention into living your dreams. Even if it's just in your mind right now, live it in your dreams, right? Dream, figure it out, imagine, see yourself at the beach if that's what you want. That's what I'm doing. With the beautiful palm trees around you, and wonderful clear waters, and the nice scent of the ocean, and the warm sand under your feet. And imagine that, feel it within you, and that instantly raises your frequency. That could be the work. You don't have to start with meditation if that's what you want. This is a type of meditation when you start really creating that life that you are wanting. And then you're going to catch yourself. You're going to catch yourself when you have the low frequency things, and then you can bring it right back, turn it right back to, oh, wait a second, I caught myself. Let me start visualizing or putting my attention and intention on the things that I do want instead of this. You can even laugh it off. You can even think like, oh, okay, she said it's going to happen, and now it's happening, and have that awareness, right? You put two and two together, and you will see your life beginning to change for the better, because you are the creator, and you are an amazing manifestator. And masterpiece. I don't even know if that's the word. Um, you're an amazing creator of whatever it is that you're seeing and feeling right in front of you, like your three-dimensional life. You are creating it. So begin to do that. Begin to shift the thoughts, ideas, words that you're using on an everyday life, and you will see the change. And for those of you who are taking this and running with it, you will see positive changes by the end of the month. I promise you, if you do the work, you will see the results. Again, if you're not seeing the results and you're seeing the same stuff coming up over and over, it's because you're putting most of the attention in the opposite, right? You're putting the attention in what you're seeing as evidence presented to you right now. And you want to put your energy on your visualization of what you want until you begin to see evidence of that coming into your world. Okay, I love you so much. I'll see you next time. Please hit the button of like, leave a review, subscribe, and please share, 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 share. I am working on getting 1,000 followers on this podcast or on my YouTube channel. So, whichever one you're on, listening to this, hearing this, getting the information, I'm asking you to please share, subscribe, and leave a message. A positive message would be great. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.